Welcome to Redvee TV, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2022 season, as we continue our build-up to the Betfred Super League campaign that starts tomorrow. So, Kevin, with 1 day to go, it can only be one man, one legend, one king of St Helens. It's our number one.
It's Jack Welsby.
Legend already. Jack is proudly sponsored by A-Team Electrical for the 2022 season. I'm not doing a load of puns because I did them the other day for them. So,
fair enough.
Kevin, we're like the kids on Christmas Eve, aren't we? Waiting for this new season. Loud, irritating, and annoying.
I think that's just been us for the past 31 days doing these.
What a legend. What a picture that is, by the way.
Yeah, that's it. It's a great one after the 2020 grand final. That's it, when he wrote his name into immortality. Going to be interesting to see how he fits in this season. And I hope fans give him time and don't get on his back straight away. Some will. I already know the usernames and I'm expecting to see it on our mentions, on our Facebook page, moaning if he drops a ball or if he doesn't make the right run. I already see it. Give the lad chance.
Hey, Kev.
This is him.
Kev, do you remember Wakefield away in Lachlan Coote's first away game?
Yes.
And he didn't kick very well that day and he got absolute pelters saying it, and people were saying he was going to be awful.
Yes.
Look how that one turned out. But
and he didn't have a great game. He really didn't have a great game. But, as you say, look how that turned out.
And I think if you watch our instant fan reaction from that day, we didn't say anything bad. We got it right.
I wouldn't like to put my money on me not saying anything bad after that.
But we're going to have to go back and watch it because I don't know, but I'm sure we didn't.
Yeah,
but listen, Jack Welsby, he's essentially been groomed to play fullback. You suspect this is where he was always going to end up, even though he can play in multiple positions. Some knowledgeable ex-players, pundits, believe he's a potential Man of Steel candidate, and he's going to have a wow of a season.
And would you put it past him?
No.
Would you put it past him at all? That's it. He's phenomenal. His presence on the field, he reminds me of Phil Vevers, just in the fact that he's seemingly played everywhere by prop for Saints. He just puts his hand up and he'll go and do it. It's going to be good to see him actually nail down one spot, and hopefully he gets a complete season run at fullback as well. Like, he's not having to move into the halves, or he's not kind of, well, we're going to put you out on the wing for a little bit just to kind of get confidence back into him. It's not going to be, and I always like saying prime Sean Long, it's not going to be a prime Lachlan Coote or Paul Wellens or someone like that slotted in there. The young lad learning his trade. He has been so good for us, so good. I have no doubt he'll make a success of this. And I think the first couple of weeks, I think he may well be targeted. I think when you get the likes of, say, Mitchell Pearce trying to target him when we play Catalan, whoever Hull have got fit at the minute, trying to target him when we go over there. Yeah, I can see it. But listen, he can do it. He can do it. And the more that he plays at fullback and the more that he gets kind of, I don't want to use the phrase chimes in, but I just have done. But the more that he can get involved in a game setting rather than just in training, it'll do him the world of good.
You've used the phrase chime in. I was about to say instrumental in our attack.
Exactly right, yeah.
But you know what? We talk about he might not be prime Lachlan Coote, but then towards the end of last season, was Lachlan Coote prime Lachlan Coote?
Prime Lachlan Coote, yeah. But I suppose with Lachlan, because he came over as a fullback as well, and it's almost that aura of him being that little bit older as well. You kind of, as a fan, you kind of think, well, he's done this for a good couple of years. Jack Welsby hasn't. And listen, I don't want necessarily Jack Welsby to be the next Lachlan Coote. I don't want him to be the next Paul Wellens. I want him to be the best Jack Welsby can be. I want him to bring what he brings to a game, which seems to be an intelligence for someone so young, an intelligence, a reading of the game that could take him anywhere. Whether he stays at fullback his whole career, I'm not sure. I don't know if I don't know if he's a halfback, really. I'm not sure. But
I wouldn't be shocked in a few years for him to end up at 6 when Johnny Lomax retires.
Yeah, almost like a 6. You know when Paul Sculthorpe played at 6? Similar to that. Someone who just, and that is a big thing to compare him to Paul Sculthorpe, but someone who just looks so at ease doing what he does. Someone who can read the game. He's already 1 or 2 players ahead of everybody else on that field, not just of where the game is. You might see the end of where he wants that tackle count to be, and we're only just receiving the ball. That is exactly the type of player Jack Welsby seems to be to me.
Now, I was quite shocked. We were at one of Tommy Makerson's testimonial events at the end of last season where Jack Welsby was one of the guests. And I think it's the first time I've actually been like up close. I won't say up close and personal, but not that close, but close enough. God, I'm up close and personal with him. You've just recovered from fantasising about Tommy Mack's leotard. Quite erotic, Redvee, isn't it? How tall Jack Welsby was. He's a big lad as well, and it's not like some of the fullbacks who can potentially get, I won't say get picked on, but he's a unit as well.
Yeah, that's it. He's got some presence about him, hasn't he? It's not just like, you do see when these players kind of come through and they might not have bulked up. I mean, Jack Welsby's been around the first team for ages now. It feels like he might be coming up to his testimonial soon. He's been around for that long. So he's got used to it, and he's put the size on where he needs to. And I'm not turning around and saying, oh yeah, he's absolutely huge now, but he's put the size on where he needs to. He's kind of grown as a man and into being a full-time professional rugby player from being an academy player. And obviously we'd spotted something in him for him to make his debut so long ago. Was it against Hull, end of the season, where he came on? 2018, that was it. And that's it, as you say, he is. He must be like 6'2" or something like that. He must be. I mean, I'm only 5'9", so everybody towers over me. But he's just got that presence, that aura about him as well already. And he turns 21 next month, doesn't he?
In March. Mm-hmm. Does indeed. We've got it penciled on our calendar for Jack Welsby Day.
Yeah.
Who needs the Queen's coronation when we've got a day like Jack Welsby's be penciled in? I'm interested to see this season just how he gets involved in our attack. Obviously, we've got a very set way of playing, and I think when Saints have been at the peak, with the players we've got, you knew what we were going to do, but the players were that good, you couldn't stop it. And we already know how well Jack Welsby can pick that pass out.
Yes, that's it. As I say, he's reading of the game, his ability, his skill set already. Listen, we could be over talking him here. I don't think we are.
We're not.
But it's almost like building him, and we're not going to knock him down. But he is one of these players who could well be, when it comes to the end of his career, especially if he stayed with us for that career, he could well be the best player I've ever seen in a Saints shirt.
I think that is Jack Welsby done, Kev. Right, I've got 2 things I want to say about this photograph, which I've just noticed while we've been talking.
Okay.
First of all, Lachlan Coote's floating head.
Yeah.
He has no body. And lastly, who's this?
Oh, you're in the way on this, so I'm going to have to move your little screen. That could well be. There's a great picture of Morgan Knowles, and it could well be Morgan Knowles. I tweeted it out last year. I'll try and dig it out again. It's Morgan Knowles was literally like at an angle like that. So his feet were out the top and his head was out the bottom. So it could well be Morgan Knowles.
You know what? That is a guess who picture, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
bizarre.
So I get the point. I get the points then. I'm going to see if I can find it now, but I can't.
We're done, Kev.
We're done.
What are people going to do every day without having to tune into us?
Watch the game. Watch us tomorrow on Instant Fan Reaction.
Yes.
It's like we've done this for years.
And we'll have, hopefully, we've got other bits throughout the season as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think, Kev, we should revisit these mid-season.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
Works in progress and see how what we maybe have to have a watch of what we said pre-season and see how it's gone.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
I think we're done and dusted.
Happy days.
That is your St Helens players for the 2022 season and all your player sponsors. And I think that's us done, Kev.
Good. I tell you what, when you first came up with this idea, I thought, oh, this is going to be easy. And then once you start getting down the players list and you kind of stuck because you think you've said everything already before, got a bit tougher, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm shocked we've stuck with it for 30 odd days straight. we have these ideas in the off season and we think, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. And
you have these ideas.
And they never happen usually.
No, that is very, very true. I can't find this picture at the moment. You have these ideas, then we don't do them. And if we're being completely honest, we nearly missed the first day.
Is that because we couldn't count?
Yeah, that's because I turned around and text you and went, I think we need to do a video today if we're going to do this countdown. So,
well, pat on the back, Kev. Well done for joining us.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we're here all year as Saints go and make it the awesome foursome. Catch you soon.